So, welcome everybody. I am here, and we are here. We are live. We are on. That's great. Okay. Hi. So let's see. Hi to Julia. Hi to Dawit. Hi to Manisco. Hi to Nadia. Hi to Maurits, and hi to Alex. So it's good to have you all. I'm sorry I wasn't here this morning, but I've had to go to Extranjeria to renew my identity card. Well, it's been a several month process, but it's now done. Howdy Yuri, lovely to see you. So with no further ado, hi ALF, let's get down to it. Okay, vitamins. Yeah, let's see, this doesn't quite fit. Hi Vitali, hi Oksana, hi Patricia, hi Firdavs. Let's see, 29, 28 will do it. Yes. Okay. The market for vitamin and mineral supplements is estimated to be worth 24 billion quid. 2/3 of Britons admit to using them in a try-shot effort crack to improve their health. So, effort says Alex, effort says Oksana, effort says Maurits, a shot says ALF. No sound? Let me check this. Sound is coming in. Thank you Maurits. Okay, an effort. So let's see. To have a shot at, to have a crack at, to have a try at, but in an effort to do something. Hello Katia. So, Britons or the British? It's the same. It's the same. The British or Britons? I can't think of any difference between the two, Oksana. So effort for Nadia, effort for Patricia. Hi there, Katia. So in an effort to improve their health, to have a crack at, to have a try at, to have a shot at, but in a shot at, no, in an effort to improve. However, the pills are, this one's good, muddied, slimed, mired, oozed, clogged, sloughed in controversy, with some studies suggesting that they have no discernible health benefits, and others finding they could even harm you. So, mired says Vitali, mired says Firdavs, muddled for ALF, mired for Julia, muddied for Oksana, mired for Nadia, c'est bon, muddied for Manisco, muddied. It was your battery, okay. Are muddied in controversy, slimed in controversy. Mired in controversy is a collocation. Well done, Oksana. What can I say? Yeah, mired. The mire is a muddy place. Mired is covered in mud. None of the others work. Notice this, the slough. A slough is a muddy place, it's a mire. It's mired, to be mired in. The government is mired in scandal, has a lot of controversy, a lot of dirty controversy. It's like being stuck in the mud. Vitamin D, especially for those in Northern Hemisphere. A slough, a muddy place, a mire. Notice this word can also be pronounced slough but it has a completely different meaning. To shed, a snake sloughs off its old skin, but a slough, this pronunciation, is a muddy place. Okay, so mired in controversy. Slime is the green stuff at the bottom of a pond. Ooze is the movement. Clogged, blocked, no. Sloughed, mired, yes. Sloughs off, gets rid of its own skin. Very good, Maldives. Okay, this is slough, but the other pronunciation is slough. It's one of the reasons I put it in there. It's a great word. Okay. So what does the proof, evidence, testimony, fact really say? Should we all be taking vitamin supplements, or just some of us? Does anyone even need to take them? So what does the proof, evidence, testimony, fact really say? Evidence for Vitali, evidence for Oksana. Proof, says Firdavs, evidence for ALF. What does the fact really say? Fact for Manisco, evidence for Yuri, evidence for Julia. A tarantula sloughs off its skin. Yes, it does. Evidence for Dawit, evidence for Katya, evidence for Nadia. Okay, evidence is something that indicates something is true. Proof is something that shows categorically that it is true. Evidence, says Patricia. So, for example, it's raining outside and I come in wet. That's evidence that I don't have an umbrella. But maybe not proof. Maybe I've got an umbrella, but I lent it to someone else. Okay, evidence is something that indicates something is true, whereas proof is absolute confirmation that something is true. Proof proves, evidence suggests. That's very good, ALF, yes. Data. The evidence is data. Proof is absolutely true. In theory, you can never prove anything. Proof in math, yes, exactly. Could you call countless studies proof if it all points to the same thing? It depends. Proof is when it's conclusive. Proof is a fact. Evidence is a suggestion. It's a very good point, Maurice. When does one become the other? Data, says White Stripes. Welcome, White Stripes. And this one's too big as well. I thought I got the size right and I hadn't. Bear with me, yes. Okay, so why do people take vitamins and minerals? Vitamins and minerals are compounds that our bodies do not make, but which are, although, despite, even, nevertheless, essential for our health, as we cannot make them. We must get them from our food. So Yuri goes for nevertheless, Oksana goes for nevertheless, Vitali for nevertheless. Slow horses, that's very funny. I've listened to all the audio books. Yeah, Slough House is where the intelligent misfits go. I've never actually watched it on telly, but I've listened to all the audio books. Slough is a place near London. Come friendly bombs and fall on Slough. It isn't worth for humans now. There isn't grass to graze a cow. Come, bring on death, I think it is. So Slough is supposed to be is a terrible place. Well, maybe. So nevertheless for Dawit, nevertheless for Maurits, nevertheless for Katia, which are even, says Firdavs, nevertheless for ALF and Julia and Patricia and Nadia. Manisco says, although, White Stripe says nevertheless. Well worth especially the first 2 seasons. The audio books are brilliant and I love them, Alex. It's a very clever, sort of like John le Carré but slightly different. Okay. Although, despite, even. No, we can't use this. This nevertheless is the only one that we can use in the middle of the sentence. He's a ne'er-do-well. Notwithstanding at the beginning of the sentence. Omega-3 is good. Okay, we must get them from our food. Aye. And this one doesn't fit either. Examples include vitamin A, which is vital for good eyesight. And maintaining healthy skin. Vitamin C, which is essential for a healthy immune system. And vitamin K, which is necessary for blood congealing, clotting, curdling, solidification. So, clotting for Vitali and Julia and White Stripes, clotting for Dawit, clotting for Yuri, clotting for Firdavs, coagulation. Yes, coagulation works. Homeostasis, clotting for Patricia, clotting for Nadia. It's solidification. Okay, to coagulate, yes. To congeal is like fat goes solid. Curdling is for cheese, is where you put your lemon juice in your hot milk and it splits. A blood clot, says Maurits. Solidification is for bones. Absolutely, Starry. Welcome, Starry. Hemostasis. Bloods. Okay, solidification is for butter, yes. Homeostasis is maintaining normal state. Thank you, White Stripes. So, but blood clots. Okay. Congealing is when something goes solid. Particularly for fat or fats or oils. So something that's been hot and it congeals, it solidifies. Congealing, to congeal is to become solid. Particularly for fats and oils. Essential minerals, metals, ores, compounds, meanwhile, include calcium, magnesium, selenium, potassium, sulfur, and others. Congealing is when something goes solid, particularly for fat and oil solidifies. Mineral says Oksana, Vitali, Dawit, and Julia. Minerals for Maurits, minerals for White Stripes, minerals for Starry, minerals for Katia, minerals for Nadia, ALF for goes for minerals. So clotting is the scientific word after you cut. Yes. Okay, they're not compounds because a compound, Firdavs, is when two elements are joined together to make a more a more complicated substance. If you look, all of these, calcium, magnesium, these are all elements, essential, and this time they're all minerals. Is thrombosis. Vitamins and minerals are graded, classed, ranked, rated, sorted as micronutrients because we only need them in small amounts compared to macronutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Classed, says Dawit. Ranked, says Vitali. Classed, says Oksana. Classed, says White Stripes. Classed, says Julia. Ranked for Katia. Graded for ALF. Thrombosis, the forming of a blood clot. Ranked, says Alex. Classed, says Nadia. Sorted or classed, says Starry. Graded for Firdavs. Classified for Yuri. Classified for Maldives. Okay, sorted, no. Minerals, yes, Patricia. To sort is to separate things into different groups. To rate. Yeah, give it a rating. This is highly rated. Ranked, if they're ranked, things are in order of importance. Graded, grades as well in importance. It's definitely classed. Oi. Let me get that back. They are classed. They're so close in meaning. That's the point of this story. Okay, to be classed as micronutrients. Grades are talking about levels. Ranks are talking about levels. Rated are talking about levels. And sorted is completely different. To class, yes. For example, different classes of motor vehicle or different classes of aircraft. Pigeonhole is a very good word. I like your TBH, to be honest. Are classed as, are classified as. Yes, yes, yes. As is the right word to go with it, Patricia. Absolutely. Baudelaire is classed among the decadent poets. A great example, White Stripes. Thank you. Pre-established categories. Classes, yes. It's fair to say that no addition, supplement, addendum, top-up will ever replace a healthy and balanced diet. So, pigeonholed, restrict to a particular category, especially a restrictive one. Good Maldives. Supplement for Oksana, supplement for Dawit, supplement for Yuri, supplement for Maldives, supplement for Julia. Addition says Starry. Supplement says Firdavs. Supplement for Vitali. Supplement will ever supplant. TBH is essential NetSpeak. I love it, Alex. Supplement for Patricia. Supplement for Katia. Supplement for Nadia. Okay, let's see. A top-up. You top up your glass. You top up your pay-as-you-go mobile. An addendum is something that you add at the end of a document. Particularly, an addendum is an extra bit on the end of a document. no addition. It could work, but it's weak. Supplement. Supplement, says Maddie and AMLF. Also, the phrase a vitamin supplement is a collocation. You'll find most of these pills of vitamins, they have the name, a vitamin supplement, categorized as, says P. Addendum, something added at the end of a document. And the best way, therefore, of filling, meeting, completing, realizing, attaining the body's requirements for vitamins is through eating plenty of leafy green vegetables, fruits, grains, nuts, dairy and fish. That's what it's saying, Yuri, exactly. No supplement can ever rival the benefits of a truly wholesome fare. Dawit says attaining. Oksana says meeting. Firdabs for meeting. Vitali for meeting. Julia for attaining. ALF for meeting. Maurits for meeting. Yes, it's meeting, isn't it, Dawit? Meeting for Yuri, meeting for Alex, meeting for White Stripes, Nadia and Patricia. Yeah, so to meet a requirement, to meet a requirement, to attain a level, attainment, to attain a level of skill. Meeting, says Julia. Realizing. To realize is to make real. So you have plans in your life and you need to realize them. Completing is to finish. Filling. You don't fill a requirement. You fill a prescription. But meet a requirement. To meet a requirement. This is another collocation. To meet a requirement. Baudelaire translated Poe extensively. That's quite interesting. However, research also shows that many of us are not managing to follow, obey, adhere, heed, observe, respect to this practice. Wow. Adhere for White Stripes, Maurits, Oksana, Dawit, Julia, Alex, Firdabs, Yuri and Katya. Most vegetables do not supply as many vitamins due to soil depletion, so supplementing it is also if you're not big on veggies. Stick to, that's good, Yuri. Adhere to, smash the like, and Vern completed Poe's unfinished narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket. To adhere to a practice. Good, well done Nadia, well done Starry, well done all of you, that's very good. To adhere to follow this practice, to obey this practice, to heed this practice, to observe this practice, to respect this practice, but to adhere to. Cleave to, I quite like, Vitaly, that's a good word. Adhere to, yes Patricia, well done P. Two is the key. Thank you, Firdavs. So, the rise of fast food along with ultra-processed products means convenience often conquers, triumphs, succeeds, beats, defeats, vanquishes over a fresh home-cooked meal. Hi, Darth. Great to see you. Triumph, says White Stripes. Triumph, says Vitaly. Triumphs for Alex. Beat, says Firdabs. Dawit says triumphs. ALF goes for triumphs. Oksana goes for triumphs. The key is this over. Triumphs. Whoops, this over. Beats a home-cooked meal, exactly, Oksana. No over. There's over after. Takes precedence over. Yes, well done White Stripes. To triumph over. to vanquish. Normally vanquish without over. Triumphs over, to triumph over. To defeat without over. Like triumph card. Mean, yes. Okay, wins over. To triumph over. To be victorious against. So my team triumphed over the opposition. Attar. I don't think so. Let me just write it here for a sec. White stripes. A-T-T. Attar. I don't think I've done it. I'll have a look. I'll have a look. White stripes. A trump card. Trumps. Yes, trump would work as well. The average American is eating half of the fruits and vegetables that are suggested, recommended, approved, sanctioned, backed, says Bess Dawson Hughes, a senior scientist at Tufts University. Triumphs versus trumps. I think at the end of the day the meaning is the same. ALF. I think triumph is more about war, whereas trump is more about importance. The coxswain. I've definitely done one about Coleman balls, as in the president's wife is kissing the Cambridge crew's cocks. Approved, says Dawit. Recommended, says White Stripes. Recommended for Julia. Recommended for Maurits. Recommended for Oksana Firdabs Vitali. Takes precedence over. Yeah, recommended for Yuri and Katya. Recommended for Nadia. Recommended for Starry. Trump is trumping. Ha! Recommended for ALF and recommended for Katya. This is a recommendation. This really is a recommendation. It's more than a suggestion. If you approve something, you say you approve a budget, you approve a law. Recommended for Patricia. Sanction. To sanction is to say, okay, this is legal, this is okay. Hugh too, that's a really good one. Backed. No, somebody backs a project. New drugs are approved by the FDA, yes. So if you're leaning in that direction, then you are probably lacking, omitting, missing, failing, falling out on some essential nutrients. Highly recommended. Yeah. Darth says recommended. ALF says missing. Oksana says missing. Maurit says missing. Julia, White Stripes, and Alex missing out on. Sanction is a contronym. Yes, because you can sanction somebody, or you can sanction the sanctions. Yeah, you can say that the sanctions are okay. Missing out on for Firdabs and Katya and Nadia. Missing out on, that's it Katya. Missing out, that's it Vitali. Missing out, that's it Patricia. Lacking some essential nutrients. Omitting some essential. Failing, no. Falling out on, no. Missing out on, to miss out on, not to get what you should. Sanction means endorse or fine. That's the second time I've done that. There we go. Missing out on. Sanction can mean endorse, yes. Endorse or prescribe. That's very good. So, could multivitamins help fill this nutritional opening, space, crack, breach, gap? The answer, as you might expect, is complicated. A Janus word. Yes, because Janus has always got two faces. Gap says Dawit. Gap for Oksana. Gap for Firdavs. Lacuna, yes, very good, White Stripes. I like Lacuna. Gap, says Julia and White Stripes and Vitali, and well done, Patricia. And here we've got Katia with gap, Alex with gap, Nadia with gap, Starry with gap, Maurits with gap, Karens. Oh, I quite like that word, Karens. I haven't made a video on that word either. Let me write it here. Gap's the answer, yes. Fill this gap, absolutely. Carencia in Spanish, certainly. This gap. Okay, and last one for today. Oh, yes. The theory that dosing up on vitamin C could help stave, clubs, stake off the common cold spread across the Western world in the 1970s, thanks to people like Linus Pauling. So, mind the gap. You've definitely been to London, ALF. Stave off, says Julia. Stave off, says Vitali. Stave off, says White Stripes. Stave off, says Oksana. Stave off, says Nadia and Firdavs. A stave is a big long stick. Lack and scarcity. To stave off, good. To stove in, to smash in, to stave off. Well done, all of you. Stave off, well done, Firdavs, well done, Patricia. Okay, a stave. A stave is a great big stick. Yeah. Kendo, the Japanese kendo uses stave. Huh. Stave off supper in order to lose weight. I stave off my mum who's trying to make me eat supper to not to lose weight. Fend off, ward off. Good words, Vitali. A stave, yes. The lines on which the musical notation is written. That's a really good one, White Stripes. Okay, so enough for today. Okay, I can start there. So, next stream is on Thursday, which is at 10 a.m. UK time. Note it's different, to fend off, to keep at bay. So notice, Thursday is the time that it's going to be today. Notice, Maurits. It's just for this week, White Stripes. I'll go back to the old one next week, I hope. It's just this week's been a complicated week for me, but you see we are still here. It's been a great pleasure having you all. Phylactery as well. So thank you all. It's been great having you. Thank you, Patito Garcia. It's great to have you, Katia. Thank you for coming, Julia. So thank you to ALF and Alex and Darth. Thank you to Dawit and Firdavs and Julia and Manisco. Thank you to Maurits and Nadia and Oksana. Thank you to Patito and Patricia and Starry and Yuri and Vitali and Katia, and to White Stripes. Yes, well, so far today's been brilliant. I got my new identity card, which was the whole idea of today. It's taken me 4 months, but I finally got it. So, thank you all of you. Have a great one, and remember 10 a.m. UK time on Tuesday, okay? On Thursday. That's why the times are messed up this week. So take care all of you, and I hope to see you all on Thursday, 10 a.m.